Good morning to everyone. How are you all? Are you following online classes regularly? Don't skip any class. If you have any doubts, feel free to contact me through my WhatsApp number. Message me through my WhatsApp number. Dear students, today at the end of this session, we learnt about structure and shapes of manganese, iron, cobalt, polynuclear carbonyl compounds, and metal nitrocells and metallocins. In polynuclear carbonyl compounds, there exists a bond between metal atoms. MM bond exists. This MM bond is formed by the overlap of half-filled hybrid orbital of one metal with the half-filled hybrid orbital of another metal, or unpaired d electron of one metal with the unpaired d electron of other metal. In these polynuclear carbonyl compounds, in some compounds, CO ligand bond in a bridging mode. In some polynuclear carbonyl compounds, all CO ligands are terminal. That means some polynuclear carbonyl compound possesses bridging CO, some do not. How do you identify whether CO ligand is in terminal mode or a bridging mode? IR spectroscopy is used to identify whether the CO ligand is terminal or a bridging mode. The frequency range in which the band appears decides whether it is a bridging or a terminal. In case of free ligand, the stretching frequency is 2143 centimeter inverse. In case of terminal ligand, the stretching frequency is reduced from around 150 to 200, 2125 to 1850. In case of mu2 bridge, doubly bridging, the frequency range is 1850 to 1750 centimeter inverse. In case of mu3, triply bridging, the frequency range is 1675 to 1600 centimeter inverse. When you look at this IR spectrum, this is the dimanganese decacarbonyl. IR spectrum is a graph between transmittance versus wave number. This spectra is called IR spectrum. Here the CO stretching frequency is less than 2000, which is in the range of carbonyl without bridge. This indicates that in this carbonyl there is no bridging carbonyl. When you look at this example, here we observe two kinds of CO stretching frequencies. One is for terminal. In case of terminal, it is around 2000 centimeter inverse, but in case of bridge, it is in case of mu2 bridge, it is around 1850. Here the frequency of CO stretching around 1850 indicates here the CO bridging is a mu2. So whether the polynuclear carbonyl contain bridging ligand or a terminal ligand, we can identify through IR spectroscopy. All group 7b metals forms a binuclear carbonyl compounds. That means manganese, technetium, rhenium forms a binuclear carbonyl compounds. Elements with odd atomic number forms a polynuclear carbonyl compounds. If you take manganese, MnCO5 monomeric complex does not exist. When you count 18 electrons in MnCO5, in case of manganese, valence electrons 4s2 3d5, 7 plus 5 into 2, it becomes 17 electrons. That means it doesn't obey 18 electron rule. To satisfy 18 electron rules, manganese forms binuclear carbonyl. Why it forms binuclear carbonyl? To satisfy 18 electron rule. When it satisfies 18 electron rule, that means it forms a stable complex. So that's why it forms a binuclear carbonyl. In case of MnCO5 minus also, it satisfies 18 electron rule. The structure of this is the structure of dimanganese decacarbonyl. It consists of 2 MnCO5 units. 2 MnCO5 units joined through a Mn-Mn bond. Here one intermetallic bond, that means MM bond is formed. Here no bridging ligand is there. Each manganese has a coordination number 6. How many bonds are there? Around each manganese 6. So coordination number 6 means what is the hybridization? D2sp3. Now explain the structure of this dimanganese decacarbonyl through hybridization. So this is the electronic configuration, valency shell electronic configuration of manganese. It is 4s2 3d5. Each manganese undergoes D2sp3 hybridization. So in presence of CO ligand, these 4s electrons forced to the 3d. So it becomes 4s2 3d5 becomes 4s0 3d7. Here you can see here it is 4s2 3d. Here it becomes 4s2 3d7. Now in 4s2 3d7 configuration, it has 2 d orbitals, 1 s and 3 4p orbitals which are provided for hybridization. So here it undergoes 2d, 1s, 3 4p, that means D2sp3 hybridization. But here all 6 D2sp3 hybrid orbitals are not empty. Out of these 6 D2sp3 hybrid orbital, 5 are empty. One is half filled. I said before in the first slide, Mn-Mn bond is or metal-metal bond is formed by the overlap of half-filled half-filled hybrid orbital of one metal atom with the half-filled hybrid orbital of another metal atom. So these half-filled hybrid orbital of each manganese atom is used for the formation of intermetallic bond, that means Mn-Mn bond. Each manganese has a 5 empty D2sp3 hybrid orbital. These are the 5 empty D2sp3 hybrid orbital. So overlap of these 5 empty D2sp3, here it is D2sp3 hybrid orbital on manganese atom with HOMO on carbon atom of CO molecule, that means filled orbitals of ligand, forms 5 sigma bond. So each manganese forms here you can see here each manganese forms 5 sigma bonds with the CO ligand. These are due to the overlap of empty hybrid orbital of metal with the HOMO on carbon atom of CO molecule. That means filled orbital of ligand. Here Mn bond is formed by the overlap of half-filled hybrid orbital on each manganese atom. Here this complex is diamagnetic because it doesn't have any unpaired electrons. Similarly, technetium and rhenium also has this kind of structure. Dicobalt octacarbonyl. Dicobalt octacarbonyl exists in 2 isomeric forms. One is bridged structure. This is called bridged structure. Here we have a 2 bridging CO ligand. Here these 2 ligands are mu2. Here it is bonded to the 2 metal atom. One is non-bridged structure. Bridged structure exists in solid state and as well as in solution state at very low temperature. but this non-bridged structure is exist in solution state. When you take a solution, it exists in non-bridged structure. When you take a solid, it exists in bridged structure. Ambient temperature means above the room temperature. Above the room temperature in solution state, it has a non-bridged structure, and in case of solid state and at low temperature, it has a bridge structure. Let us discuss about bridge structure first. In the bridge structure, each cobalt is coordination number is 6. Here you can observe that here in case of bridge structure, here cobalt has a 6 bonds. So coordination number 6 means what is the hybridization? D2sp3 hybridization. So it forms a 6 D2sp3 hybrid orbital. Here 6 atomic orbitals are combining 2d 1s 3p. So in D2sp3 hybridization we have a 6 D2sp3 hybrid orbital. This is the electronic configuration of cobalt in ground state. It is 4s2 3d7. But in presence of a CO ligand, these 4s2 electrons are forced to the 3d. Now it becomes 4s0 3d9. This is the electronic configuration in presence of CO ligand. This is the electronic configuration of cobalt 1 in dicobalt octacarbonyl. This is cobalt 2 in here we have a 2 cobalt atoms. This is for cobalt 1 and this is for cobalt 2. So out of these 6 D2sp3 hybrid orbital, 3 are vacant. These 3 are vacant and 3 are half filled. Here you can observe that 3 are half filled. It is D2sp3 hybridization. Out of these 6 D2sp3, 3 have a single electron. That means half filled, and 3 are empty. 3 empty D2sp3 hybrid orbital on cobalt atom accepts, metal have a 3 vacant orbital. Now metal accepts lone pairs from 3 carbon monoxide ligands, carbonyl ligand, to form a total 6 cobalt carbonyl bonds. Each cobalt forms 3. Total you have a 6 terminal CO ligands, and these out of these 3 half filled D2sp3 hybrid orbitals, 2 are used to form a bridging mu2 bridging, and 1 is used for metal bond, cobalt bond. So overlap of half filled D2sp3 hybrid orbital of cobalt 1 with the half filled D2sp3 hybrid orbital of cobalt 2 forms a CO bond. And you know that in case of bridging, each cobalt shares 1 electron. So one electron of these cobalt and 1 electron of these CO ligand forms a bridge here. Similarly in this case also. So half filled D2sp3 hybrid orbital of each cobalt is formed for forming a bridging cobalt carbonyl bonds. This complex is also diamagnetic. Here we have no unpaired electrons, all are paired. That's why it is. Coming to the non-bridge structure, here coordination number is 5. You can see in the structure here each cobalt has a 5 bonds, 1 2 3 4 5. So the hybridization is DsP3 hybridization. It forms a 1d 1s 3p orbital, 5 DsP3 hybrid orbitals. Out of these 5 DsP3 hybrid orbitals, how many are vacant? 4 DsP3 hybrid orbitals are vacant and 1 is half filled. So overlap of half filled DsP3 hybrid orbital of one cobalt atom with the half filled DsP3 hybrid orbital of another cobalt cobalt atom forms cobalt bond, and each cobalt atom has a 4 empty dsp3 hybrid orbitals. These 4 empty dsp3 hybrid orbitals overlap with the filled ligand orbitals, totally forms 8 coordinate covalent bonds. Here sigma bonds. In case of bridging ligands, we are only discussing about sigma bonds only. We know that in case of sigma bonds, metal is acceptor, ligand is donor. The reverse is true in case of pi bond. Here 8 sigma bonds are formed by the overlap of empty orbital of metal with the filled orbitals of carbon of CO ligand. These half-filled orbitals form CO-CO bond. This is about non-bridge structure of dicobalt octacarbonyl. Coming to the di-iron nona-carbonyl. Here this is the structure of di-iron nona-carbonyl. Here how many bridging ligands are there? Here we have a 3 mu2 bridging ligands. Here each ligand is bonded to 2 metal atoms. So here we have a 3. All these 3 are bridging ligands, and each of the iron atom has a 3 terminal carbonyls, and also there is one weak Fe bond. Here Fe bond is formed by the sharing of 2 unpaired electrons present in the 3d orbitals of iron. Here it is not due to hybrid orbital. It is due to the sharing of unpaired electrons that are present in this compound. That's why this complex has a diamagnetic nature. So here you can observe that the valence shell electronic configuration of iron is 4s2 3d6. Here in case of CO ligand, these 4s2 are also shifted to. Here pairing doesn't happen because you know that according to X-ray diffraction and IR spectroscopy, we have a 3 bridging ligands, and so for the formation of a bridging bond, each CO contributes 1 electron. That's why in this case it undergo D2sp3 hybridization. Out of these 6 D2sp3 hybrid orbitals, 3 are empty and 3 are half filled. These 3 half filled ligands are used for bridging bonds, and these unpaired electron in each iron is used for DD for iron bond, MM bond. Here MM bond is not due to hybrid orbital, it is due to the sharing of unpaired electron present in each iron atom. This is the thing you should note down. And this empty hybrid orbital accepts the electrons from the filled ligand orbital, forms these 6 terminal iron carbonyl bonds. So what you are discussed in case of polynuclear carbonyl compounds is, in case of dimanganese decacarbonyl, no bridges are there. In case of this compound, 2 bridges in solid state, and in solution state non-bridge structure, no bridges in solution, and in this case we have a 2 bridges here. This is your discussed di-iron nona-carbonyl, 3 bridges are there. Metal nitrosyls. In case of metal, what are metal nitrosyls? Metal nitrosyls are coordination compounds of transition metals containing NO plus ion as a ligand. In these complexes, the ligand is NO plus ion. If NO plus ion is the ligand, those complex compounds are called metal nitrosyls. Nitrosyl cation act as a ligand in this compound. The examples for metal nitrosyls is these two are examples of metal nitrosyls. This is the complex which is responsible for brown ring test for nitrate ion. This is common name is sodium nitroprusside. Sodium pentacyano-nitrosyl ferrate is also called sodium nitroprusside. Here we have a nitrosyl ligand. That's why these are called metal nitrosyl. In this case also you have a nitrosyl ligand. So these two are examples of metal nitrosyls. Here NO plus molecule is a 3 electron donor. Here nitrogen atom, here these NO in NO plus ion nitrogen atom coordinates to M minus ion. Like in case of CO, C forms a coordinate bond to metal. Here nitrogen atom forms a coordinate bond to M minus ion. Why NO plus ion is a 3 electron donor? That can be understood from its MO diagram. This is the MO configuration of NO molecule. When you look at these MO configuration, you know in your first BSc, here one electron is there in pi star orbital. These nitrosyl ligand first transfers this one electron to the metal. So as NO loss electron, it gets a positive charge NO plus, and M accepts the electron, it gets a M minus ion. After that it transfers two more electron from this sigma 2pz. So sigma 2pz orbital and nitrogen overlap with the vacant hybrid orbital and M minus and forms a metal to nitrosyl sigma bond. This is how sigma bond is formed in case of metal nitrosyl. It is due to the overlap of vacant hybrid orbital on M minus ion, not M. Initially first it transfers it pi star electron to the metal, then it is converted into NO plus. That's why in metal nitrosyl the ligand is not nitrosyl, it is NO plus ion. That's why it is a 3 electron donor. 1 plus 2, totally 3. NO is also pi acceptor ligand. In addition to sigma bond, it also form a pi bond because it has a vacant pi star molecular orbital. Here this is the vacant pi star molecular orbital. Because of that, it accepts the electrons from the filled d orbitals and forms a pi bond. Here these are the orbitals which are used for pi bond in case of octahedral complex dxy, dyz, dzx, and dx square, dz square orbitals are used in case of tetrahedral case. Metallocins. What are metallocins? These name is first derived from ferrocene. Dicyclopentadienyl iron is called ferrocene. So what is a metallocene? According to IUPAC, metallocene contain a transition metal and two cyclopentadienyl ligands coordinated in a sandwich structure. The general formula of these metallocines is C5H5 twice M. Here in case of iron, other transition metals also exist. In case of metallocene, here imagine this one cyclopentadienyl ring, this is another cyclopentadienyl ring. Between these two, a transition metal is there. So all these have a sandwich structure. Between two parallel cyclopentadienyl anion rings, this metal atom is inserted. That's why all these have a sandwich structure. Transition metals that containing cyclopentadienyl ligands are called ferrocene. If it contains CO ligand, those are called metal carbonyls. NO plus ligand, those are called metal nitrosyls. Those containing cyclopentadienyl anion are called complex compounds of transition metals with cyclopentadienyl anion are called metallocene. These metallocene has a sandwich. Here you look at this structure. This is called sandwich structure. Between these two rings, here iron is inserted. These metallocines, in case of, there are some exceptions. In case of uranocene, the ligand is cyclooctatetraene, not cyclopentadienyl anion. Here metal is uranium. Here in metallocene, the prefix before the ocean indicating metallic element. If you take iron, ferrocene means here metallic element is iron. So this is called prefix. The part which is before this ocean, prefix indicates the metallic element. These are synthesized by treating this metallic iron with the gas cyclopentadiene at 300 degrees centigrade, and sodium cyclopentadienide with ferrous chloride, and a reaction of Grignard reagent with ferrous chloride. Coming to the physical properties, it is a orange solid, stable orange solid. It is soluble in organic solvents, and it is stable at high temperature. Upon heating in vacuum, it sublimes. These you know that in metallocene there is a high electron density because each cyclopentadienyl has a 6 electrons. So we have a totally 12 electrons. That's why they are highly reactive. They undergo electrophilic substitution reaction. They react with electrophiles and gives a substituted derivatives. They undergo Friedel-Crafts reaction. We know that what is Friedel-Crafts reaction. When aromatic compounds are treated with acidic anhydride or acetyl chloride in acidic medium, then we will get a acetyl derivative of that compound. That is called Friedel-Crafts acylation. Here the electrophile is acetyl. Here these ferrocenes are highly reactive due to the presence of 12 electron. That's why here we use a very weak acid, phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid is a catalyst in this Friedel-Crafts reaction. Similarly, under Mannich reaction, it gives anion dimethyl amino methyl ferrocene. Here you can see under Mannich reaction it gives anion dimethyl amino ferrocene. Aminomethyl ferrocene, anion dimethyl aminomethyl ferrocene. Here this is Mannich conditions means we take a formaldehyde and diamine. Here this is the Friedel-Crafts acylation. Here we are treated with acetyl chloride and phosphoric acid. We will initially get a monoacetyl derivative, which on further reaction gives a diacetyl derivative. So according to Mossabullar spectroscopy, in these ferrocene compounds, the oxidation state of metal is +2, and each cyclopentadienyl ring has a negative charge. The number of pi electrons, 2 pi bonds means 4 electrons, 1 negative charge means 2 electrons. That means each ferrocene has a 6 electrons. So which obeys Huckel's rule. 12 pi electrons are shared with the metal covalent bonding. Here this satisfies 18 electron rule. When you take Fe plus 2, it has 6 electrons plus 2 into 6. That means here we have 18 electrons. It obeys 18 electron rules. Here heptonotation. Here heptonotation is used to indicate through how many atoms of ligands bonded to the metal. In case of these ferrocenes, here you can observe that here 5 atoms are bonded to the metal. So that's why here it becomes 5. Hepto 5. It is read as a hepto. In case of ferrocene, all the carbon-carbon bonds distance are equal and FeC distance is 2.04. So these ferrocin and its derivatives has many applications. This is used in fuel additives. These are used as a anti-knocking agent in petroleum engines. Chiral ferrocinyl phosphanes are employed as a ligands and ligand scaffold. So the resources for this presentation is Neptal and Wikipedia. I thank these resources and thank you all for your kind attention. Um Follow the classes regularly. Thank you.